Alright, it's Robert again. I'm on my 2006 Range Rover, the 4.2 liter version, HSE full size. I did the alternator, repair on it. I had to extend the wiring harness because they don't make a factory replacement 3-pin plug in the back. It took me a couple of times to get the wiring straight. I've explained that in my other video how to do the wiring. Now I'm getting to put the pan back on underneath. I did an oil change, rotated the tires just real fast. I'll show you something quick. People wonder how to jack these things up. The little Harbor Freight plate, jack, and in there the swivel came off the head, and I just had replaced it with a little iron piece. You could put a piece of wood in there. I have it on that right next to the suspension, and of course a good heavy-duty jack just underneath this. Crank it up enough where I can get 1 or 2 notches. Sometimes I'll just settle it down. Depends on how far up I want the tire. If I want the tire sitting because I'm working underneath it and I don't need to rotate them, I'll just leave it there. But I can crank it up a little bit more. And in the back, I'll come in through the rear, rotate, and I'll put the jack underneath this control arm. The hydraulic jack under here, and then there's another kind of rubberish little plate right here, and I'll put a floor jack underneath that just for safety. Anyway, the point of this video is the plastic trim underneath these things drive you crazy. So to do the oil change properly, you have to remove this pan. It's got like oil baffles in it. I guess they use it to soak up the oil if it leaks. Mine's so old, I finally ripped them out. I can take them because they're always greasy, and you should see what's underneath them once you pull them out. Doesn't protect anything. I think all it is from the factory, just to prevent oil from leaking on your driveway. Well, now if there's any leaks, it'll leak on my driveway. I don't know. Then this pan, I had to replace a couple of the clips underneath. Just cheap Harbor Freight clips like this, or if you like using the old ones, if I can find one here. Let's see, I just had one. All right, well, I'll take out, here we go. Here's an old clip. What you can do is that these strip out on the top, and the main reason they strip out is these little holes, so the screw would go up through this and then through this hole. So for instance, there's your screw, and it would come in through here. Well, these strip. If you like to use them again, you could just hammer the hole flat. You take a screwdriver, pop in there, flatten this portion, and the screw will work again just fine. I replaced a couple though. Bye. Bye. Going to Starbucks. Have fun. It's my daughter going to Starbucks. And then there's these wonderful things. What a pain. These pins, these little lead connectors break all the time. And you can go buy a new one. They're expensive. Try to find a used one, but they're still going to, if they're used, they're still going to be broken. I've had a couple actually broke off. So what I'll do is, all I need is Gorilla Tape, and this one's missing one completely. I just make my own tab and a couple of pieces of Gorilla Tape. Nobody really sees it, and the screw goes right through it very simply. This one, I'll just put a piece of Gorilla Tape over the existing one from here through here, and then this will hold. It'll hold for the last ones I put on here, I think were 2 years, and they held up for 2 years, and they finally gave out on me after numerous oil changes. This is one right here, finally ripped out. It's got the piece still stuck in it, but this lasted me a couple of years. And then the other issue is where this wraps around the front. Now after you've got the pan on, you're going to want to put the car back down off the jacks onto the floor. And the reason being is you can turn the tire. So if you're doing this to the left side of the car, and there's the little screw, and you can see my piece, this should be out in order to get this in here, but it broke off, and these are a pain. So what I'll do is I'll turn the steering wheel all the way to the right. That'll expose that screw. I'll take it out, and I'll worm this up into the corner, and then after I take this out, and then I'll push it back through. You'll want to hold it while you're doing it and try to get another one of the front screws in also, because if not, it'll twist out on you. And then when you're done with this side, spin the steering wheel to the left, and it'll expose the other screw on the other side to get this trim up. So just some Gorilla Tape, a cheapo kit from Harbor Freight, or if you want to use your old clips, you can just hammer the holes back down straight and they'll be fine. And that will do it. Hope that helps. Bye.